Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have it all together while others are constantly struggle to keep up? It's not luck. It's not talent. It's not even about having more opportunities. It's all come down to one simple thing: control. Control over what you say, control over what you think, control over how you feel, and control over how you manage your resources. Let me tell you something. If you can master your mouth, your mind, your food, your money, you can master your life. Most people don't realize that the power to change everything is already inside them, just waiting to be tapped into. But if you don't control these things, they'll control you. These things shape your world. They influence every decision you make, every relationship you build, and every opportunity you either take or miss. Control them and you control your life. Let them run wild, and you will find yourself in a place you never wanted to be. So, there. So, today we are going to dive into this. We are going to break it down, and when I'm done, you will walk out of here with a new sense of responsibility and focus over your life. Let's talk about your mouth. When I say control your mouth, I'm not just telling you to hold your tongue when you are angry, although that's important. I am talking about realizing the power that comes with every word you say. The word you speak are like arrows. You can't take them back once they leave your lips. So many people don't realize this. They talk without thinking, spit out negativity or gossip without considering the impact. But the truth is, the words that come out of your mouth have the power to shape your life, your relationship, and your future. When you speak, you are not just describing the world around you, you are creating it. The world you are build the foundation of your reality. If you constantly speak about how hard life is, how unfair things are, or how impossible your dreams seem, you are literally creating environment that reflects those. Every word you are putting that energy out into the world, and the world respond on the flip side. If you speak with faith, if you declare possibilities, if you encourage other, you are creating an environment where success and positivity can flourish. Think about the people who inspire you. Do they speak about they tear other down, or do they use their words to uplift, to push forward, to open doors for other, for themselves or others? That's the kind of power you hold, the power to speak life into any situation. But that power can also do damage. If you reckless, you have got to be deliberate about the words you use. So the next time you are about to speak, stop for a second. Ask yourself, is this going to help the situation or make it worse? Is what I'm about to say based in truth, or is based on emotional frustration? Too often people let their emotion control their words, and they say things they regret, but once it's out, it's out. There you can apologize, you can try to make things right, but the damage is done. That's why you have got too intentional about what you say. And here's the thing, this is not just about how you talk to other, but how you talk to yourself. Self talk is real. The way you speak to yourself, the word you choose when you think about your life, you your own capabilities, your own future, these words are shaping your reality, man. If you constantly tell yourself, I can't do this, or I am not good enough, it's too hard, guess what you are going to start believing it. You limit yourself because you are feeding your mind the wrong message. You will begin to act as if these limitations are real, when in fact they are just a reflection of the negativity you have been speaking. But when you flip the script and start speaking positive affirming word to yourself, Everything changes, man. Everything changes when you wake up in the morning and tell yourself, I can handle whatever come my way. Come on. I am more than capable. I deserve success. That's when you are begin to build the confidence and mindset you need to move forward. You speak yourself into the strength, you speak yourself into the courage, and before long, these words come action, and those action turn into habits that shape your future. You see, controlling your mouth is not about silence, it's about being intentional. It's about understanding that every word that leave your mouth, leave your lips, is either contributing to your success or setting you back. It's about recognizing that your words have power over your relationship, your opportunities, and even your own self perception. Look, life will always throw challenges at you. That's a guarantee. But when you choose your words carefully, you can navigate these challenges with a sense of control and purpose. When you speak words of wisdom, positivity, and truth, you attract those things into your life. People will start to see you differently. They'll respect you more. They'll come to you for advice because they know you someone who speak with intention, someone who uses word as a tool for building, not for tearing down. Think of your words as seed. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and negativity, that's what you will harvest. But if you plant seeds of faith, determination, and positivity, that's what we grow in your life. So be mindful of the seeds you are planting because you are going to have to live in the garden you create. Too many people spend their life talking about what's wrong, what missing, or what they don't have. They complain about their circumstances, their jobs, their relationships, and they wonder why things are not changing. But they are not using the power they already have. They are not speaking life into their situation. You are not taking control of one thing, they can control their words. If you want to see change in your life, it starts with what you say. Tell me, give you an example. Think about someone who always talk about how hard life is. Every time you see them, they are complaining about something. What kind of energy are they putting out into the world? What kind of opportunities are they attracting? Not the good kind, that's for sure. Now think about someone who always speaks with hope, someone who talks about solutions instead of problems. You can see the difference, can't? Can't you that there's the power of words, there's the power of controlling your mouth. If you want to be successful, if you want to be leader, if you want to make a difference in the world, you have got to get your words in check, man. Stop speaking defeat into your life. Stop saying I can't and start saying I'll stop talking about what's going wrong and start talking about what's possible. And don't just do this for yourself, do it for the people around you. When you control your mouth, you become a strength for others. Your words can lift someone up when they are feeling down. Your words can inspire someone to keep going when you are ready to give up. But if you are reckless with your words, if you constantly criticizing, complaining, or speaking into anger, you are going to push people away. You are going to create an environment where negativity thrives, and that's not the kind of legacy you want to leave behind. So let's bring it back to the idea of control. You can't control everything in your life. You can't control other people's actions. You can't control the circumstances you are born into. And you can't always control the challenges that come your way. But what you can control is your mouth. You can control what you say. You can choose to speak words that empower, uplift, and inspire. You can choose to be deliberate with your words, understanding the power they hold. This is not just about success, it's about living a life of purpose. It's about recognizing the power you have to create your own reality, to shape the world around you, and to leave a positive impact on the world you met. Birds are a tool. If you use them wisely, they'll build a life that reflects your true potential. If you see them carelessly, they'll destroy opportunities before they even have a chance to bloom. So the next time you open your mouth, remember this: your word have a power. Control them. Speak with intention. Speak life into your future, into your relationship, and into your own self worth. And watch how the world changes around. Let's get real about your mind. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It's where everything begins. Every action, every decision, every habit you build, it all rooted in your thoughts. Your mind is where battle are won or lost. Long before they were manifested in your life, you have got to understand this. Because if you can't control your mind, it will control you. And when you let that happen, you end up living a life that's reactive instead of proactive, driven by fears and doubts instead of purpose and intention. Think about it, everything you have ever done, good or bad, started with thought. Whether it was deciding to go after a dream, hitting the gym to get into shape, or even making a mistake, it all started in your head. That's why saying as a man, think so as he is so powerful. It means that your life is shaped by the thought you allow to take root into your mind. What you focus on expand. So if your mind is filled with negativity, fear, or doubt, that's the direction your life will lead in. But if you fill it with thoughts of growth, possibility, and determination, you'll start moving towards these things. Instead, too many people let their mind run wild, letting fear and doubt take control. They worry about what might go wrong, about what people think of about whether they're good enough. And once those thoughts take control, they start to spiral. One negative thought turn into another, and pretty soon they're stuck in a cycle of self-doubt, anxiety, analysis paralysis by the every thought they allow to control them. But here the thing, you don't have to live like that. You can change the narrative playing out in your mind. Choose to control your thought. And when you do take control of your life, let me break it down. For the controlling your mind is not about ignoring the hard stuff or pretending that fear doesn't exist. Fear is real, doubt is real. But what you do with those feelings, that's what make the difference. Are you going to let fear stop you, or you're going to acknowledge it and keep moving forward? Anyway, that's the choice you get to make every single day. When you control your mind, you don't eliminate fear or doubt. I can't give you an wrong analysis, but you rise above it. You learn how to manage it, how you push through it, and how to keep going even when it feel like the odds are stacked against you. This is where discipline comes in. You have got to train your mind the same way an athlete trains their body. You don't just wake up one day with the mental strength. It build up over time with intentionally and efforts. You have got to be deliberate about what you allow into your mind. Too many people feed their minds with garbage, negative news, toxic social media drama, and wonder. Why they feel so stressed and overwhelmed? But what you consume mentally is just as important as what you consume physically. If you are constantly feeding your mind with negativity, it's no wonder you are struggling to stay positive and focused. So, what do? You guard your mind like it's most valuable thing you own, because it is. You have got to be selective about what you expose yourself to. If you don't feed your spirit, if it doesn't align with your goal or your values, let it go. Ignite. Said, fill your mind with things that challenge you, that push you to grow, that inspire you to better read. Read books that make you think, that open your mind to new ideas, possibility. Listen to people who motivate you, who have walked the path you want to walk, and who have overcome the obstacle you are facing. And here's another thing, surround yourself with people who lift you up. The company you keep has the huge impact on your mindset. If you are hanging around people are always negativity, talk about negativity, always complaining, always doubting, that energy is going to be rub off on you. But if you are around people who are driven, focused, and positive, that energy is contagious. The more you expose yourself to positivity and success, the more your mind will start to reflect that. You are start to believe in yourself more, to see opportunities where others see obstacles, and to push through challenges with confidence instead of fearing. Controlling your mind also means being intentional about your thoughts. When a negative thought creep in, and you will got to caught it, challenge it, and replace it with something better. You can't just let negative thoughts sit here and faster it with you. If you do, they'll take root and grow into something bigger than they never needed to be. Instead, when you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this, stop and ask yourself, is this really true? What evidence do I have that I can't? Most of the time you realize that those negative thoughts are not based in reality. They are just your fear talking. So challenge them, flip the script, and replace them with thoughts that serve you. Another powerful tool for controlling your mind is visualization. When you visualize your goal, your dreams, your success, you train your mind to focus on what you want rather than what you are afraid of. When you can see it in your mind, you can start to believe it possible. And once you believe it's possible, you'll start taking the action necessary to make it in reality. Visualization is not just daydreaming, it's the way of programming your mind for success. It's about creating a mental picture of whether you're headed, and let it that picture guide you action every morning when you wake up. You have a choice. Are you going to let the world dictate your thoughts, or are you going to take control of your mind? It's easy to get swept up in the chaos of life, to let stress, fear, and negativity take over. But you have the power to choose a different path. You have the power to focus on what you can control, to think positively, and to approach every situation with mindset that say, I can handle. I can handle this. I have got this. When you start your day with that kind of intention, everything else falls into a place. Meditation, prayer are also powerful way to control your mind. When you take time each day to quiet your thought, to center yourself, to connect with something bigger than yourself, you give your mind the space it needed to recharge and refocus. Meditation helps you become more aware of your thoughts, so you can catch the negativity one before they spiral out of control. prayer reminds you that you are not in this alone, that you are the part of something greater, and that you have the strength to overcome whatever comes your way. The bottom line is the controlling your mind is a daily practice. It's not something you do once and then forget about it. It's a commitment to yourself, to your goals and your future. It's about taking responsibility for your thoughts and understanding that they have the power to shape your life. Then you control your mind, you take control back of your destiny. You're not longer at a mercy of fear, doubts, negativity. You're in the driver's seat, steering your life in the direction you want to go. Start today. Start by being mindful of your thoughts. Start by feeding your mind with the kind of information, people, and experience that will push you towards success. Challenge the negative thoughts when they arise and replace them with thoughts that serve you. Visualize your goal, meditation, pray, and take control of your mind. Because when you do that, you can take control of your life. And once you are in control of your mind, there is nothing you can't achieve. Now, let's dive into something that people often overlook but play a huge role in their lives. Unfold your mood. Your mood is like the lens through which you see the world. And if you don't control it, the lens can distort everything around. You think about it, you have probably seen it happen before. Someone wakes up on the wrong side of the bed and all day they carry that bad energy with them. Every interaction is negative, every obstacle feels like a gas disaster. They are walking around like the whole world is against them, when in reality, it's their mood. That's the problem. They have let a fleeting emotion take over and dictate how they experience their day. But here is what you need to realize: your mood doesn't just happen to you, you have control over it. You think your mood is not something external force, that you are powerless against it. Not something you have to surrender to. Your mood is a choice, is something you can regulate, something you can manage, no matter what's happening around you. And when you understand that, when you realize that you have the power to control your emotional state, everything start to change. How? Let's be clear about something: emotions are real. I'm not saying you are, no, I'm not saying uh you should ignore how you feel. If you are angry, you are angry. If you are sad, you are sad. Those are legitimate emotions and they deserve to be acknowledged. But here's the thing: just because you feel something doesn't mean you have to let it control. Your feelings are like waves, they rise, they fall, they come, they go, but you don't have to sweep away by them. You can learn to ride the waves instead of drowning in it. One of the biggest mistake people make in thinking that their feelings are fact. They wake up feeling stressed or anxious and they start to believe that their entire day is doomed. But feelings are not fact. Just because you feel something in the moment doesn't mean it's the absolute truth. It doesn't mean your day is ruined or that your life is off track. Bus. That's it. Please realize it's just an emotion. It's a temporary. And the moment you start to realize that, the moment you understand that your mood is fueled and can be changed, you can take back control. Here is where you start awareness. Most people go through their day on autopilot, completely unaware of how their mood is affecting them. They let their emotion dictate their actions without even realizing it. They are reacting instead of responding. But when you become aware of your mood, when you check in with yourself, and say, wait a minute, how I am feeling right now? You give yourself the power you shift that energy, you become the one in the driver's seat rather than letting your emotions steer the car. Think about it. How many times you have let something small set the tone for your whole day? Maybe you got stuck in traffic or something said something someone said that rubbed you the wrong way. Before you know it, you are carrying that frustration with all day, snapping at people, getting irritated over things that don't really matter. You let that one small thing snowball into something much bigger that it needed to be. But when you control your mood, you can stop that snowball before it gets rolling. You can pause, take a breath, and decide how you want to respond. You can choose to let it go to, not let the moment define your entire day. And that's the key choice. You always have to choice when it comes to your mood. You may not able to control what happened to you, but you can always control how you respond. You can choose to dwell on the negative, or you can choose to focus on the positive. You can choose to let the bad moment ruin your day, or you can choose to move on and make the best of it. It's all up to you. And when you start to see your mood as something you can control, you stop being a victim of circumstances. You become empowered. How controlling your mood doesn't mean letting a fake smile and pretending everything is okay, lovey dovey, when it's not. Hmm. It's not about suppressing your emotion or ignoring how you feel. It's about managing your emotion in a way that serve you rather than letting them run the show. It's about finding healthy outlets for your feelings and make sure that they don't dictate your action in a negative way. Let's talk about gratitude for a minute. Gratitude, one of the most powerful tools you have for controlling your mood. When you focus on what you are grateful for, when you make a conscious effort to shift your attention to a good things in your life, it's always impossible to stay in a negative state. Gratitude forces you to recognize that no matter what's going wrong, there's still something going right. It changes your perspective. It changes your focus from what you don't have to what you have, from what's lacking to what abundant. So when you find yourself in a bad mood, when things are not going your way, take a moment to stop and reflect on what you are grateful for. It doesn't have to be something big. It could be as simple as fact that you wake up this morning, that you have a roof over your head, or that you have people in your life who care about you. Whatever it is, focus on it. Let it fill you up. Let it remind you that even in the middle of challenges, there is still something to be thankful for. Gratitude. Gratitude changes everything. And other powerful tool for controlling your mind is your mindset. You see, your mood is directly tied to how you think. If you are constantly thinking negative thought, it's you. If you are always focused on what's wrong, what's lacking, it's going to be hard to stay in a positive mood. But if you train your mind to focus on the good, to see challenges as opportunities and setback as lessons, your mood will follow your mood. Mood is a reflection of your thoughts. So if you want to control your mood, start by controlling your mind. Meditation and mindfulness are great way to do this. When you take time each day to quiet your mind, to center yourself, you you create space for positive energy to flow in. You become more aware of your thoughts, and that awareness allow you to shift your mood. When it start to go off track, instead of reacting to every little thing that happen, you learn to respond with intention. You learn to choose how to feel rather than letting your emotion choose for you. And let's not forget about your energy. Your mood is contagious. The energy you put out into the world will come back to you. If you are walking around with a negative attitude, constantly complaining, constantly focusing on what's wrong, you are going to attract more negativity into your life. But if you are positive, if you are optimistic, if you are grateful, that energy will attract more of the same people will want to be around you. Opportunity will start to open up. Success will start to come your way to take control of your mood. Don't let it control you. Don't let a bad morning turn into a bad day or a bad day turn into a bad week. Recognize that you have the power to shift your energy at any moment. You can choose to be positive. You can choose to be grateful. You can choose to see the good even in the middle of chaos, challenges. And when you do that, you'll start to notice that your life begin to change. Your mood matter. It affects everything you do, from your relationship to your career to your overall happiness. So don't take it light. Pay attention to how you are feeling. Check in with yourself regularly. And when you notice that your mood is starting to go off track, take step to shift it. Breathe, reflect. Let's talk about money. This one is big, and I don't mean just in term of dollar, rupee. I'm talking about the mindset you have toward money. Money can either be a tool that give you freedom, or it can be a shackle that tie you down, weigh you down, and keep you up at night. Too many people are controlled by their money or by the lack of it. They are out. There is living paycheck to paycheck, wondering how they are going to make ends meet. They are drowning in debt, feeling like they are never get a break. They don't have a plan, and because they don't have a plan, they feel powerless. But here is the truth: money, just like anything else in your life, is something you can control. You have just got to be intentional about it. You have got to make the decision to control it instead of letting it control you. First, let me make something clear: money is not the root of all the evil. You have heard that before, right? People like to throw that around, but they are misquoting it. It's not the money itself that's the problem, it's the love of money. It's when you become obsessed with it, when you start all, chasing it at any cost, when you are willing to do anything and everything just to get more of it. That's when you get into trouble. But money itself, for money, is natural. It's a tool, and how you use that tool, that's what make a difference. You can use it to build something beautiful, something lasting, something that benefits not just you but the people around you. And you can use it recklessly, carelessly, and find yourself in a deeper hole that when you start, the choice is yours. So, how you control your mind? How do you control the rain? Stop letting it control, letting it control you. It start with the plan. You have got to create a plan for your money. You have got to have where every dollar is going. because it's even gets there. Too many people out there have just spending without thinking, without planning. They are reacting to every sale, every impulse, every fleeting desire. But if you want to control your money, you have got to be proactive. That's mean budgeting, that's mean saving, that's mean investing in your future. It's about being in with every dollar that comes in your hand. Now, budgeting might not sound like the most exciting thing in the world, but let me tell you something, budgeting is freedom. When you have a budget, you know exactly where your money is going. You are not guessing, you are not stressing, you are controlling in your telling your money what to do instead of wondering where it went and when you are going to control. When you are intentional, you stop letting your emotion drive your spendings. Let's talk about that for a second. Emotion and money, they don't mix. Well, how many times you have had a bad day and decide to go out, spend money just to feel better? How many times have you told yourself, I deserve this and bought something you could not afford? Listen, I get it. We have all been there. But here's the thing, just because you feel like you deserve something doesn't mean you should buy it. Just because you had a bad day doesn't mean you have spent money that's going to set you back financially. That kind of emotional spending is a trap. And if you are not careful, it will keep you stuck in a cycle of debt and stress. You have got to smart with your money. You have got to think long term. Don't just focus on here are some now things about where you want to be in 5 year and 10 years. Now think about what kind of life you want to create for yourself and your family. Then start making decisions that will help you get there. That means saving, that means investing, that means living below your means, even when it feels like everyone else is out there living it up. Let's talk about saving for a second, because a lot of people out here are not saving nearly enough. They're living for today's spending. Every cent they make and hoping that tomorrow will take care of itself. And tomorrow coming, whether you are ready or not, go to prepare for it. You have got to save for it. Start by building an emergency fund, something to cover those unexpected expenses that life throw you way. Because let me tell you something, life is going to throw you some curveballs. The car is going to break down, the roof is going to leak, you are going to have medical bills. If you don't have money set aside for those emergencies, you are going to find yourself in a hole that's hard to climb out of once you got your emergency fund in place. Start thinking about your future. Start thinking about retirement, about investment, about building wealth. That will last. And here's the thing about wealth, it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep it. It's about building something that lasts. Too many people are focused on making more money, but they are not paying attention to how much they're spending. They are making six figure, but they are living paycheck to paycheck because they are spending it all as soon as it comes in. That's not wealth. Wealth is when you got something that lasts. Wealth is when you are building a legacy, when you creating a financial freedom for yourself and the for generation that come after. And let me say this, financial freedom doesn't mean having millions and millions of dollars in the bank. It's mean being in control of your money instead of your money controlling you. It's mean living within your means. It means having a plan. It means being intentional about where your money is going and making sure. It's working for you, not against you. When you got financial freedom, you have got options. You can live life on your own terms. You can pursue your passions. You can give back to your community in meaningful way. You can invest in the things that matter to you. But you will never get there if you are letting your money run the show. If you are letting your emotion drive your spending, if you are spending more than you earning, if you don't have a plan, so here's what you need to start getting clear about: where your money is going. Track your spending. Look at every penny that's coming in and every penny that is going out. Then create a budget that reflects your priorities. Make sure you are saving, make sure you are investing, make sure you are thinking long term, not just about today. And here's the thing: it's never too late to start. I don't care if you are 25 or 55, if you are just starting your career or getting ready to retire, it's never too late to take control of your money. It might take some time, it might take some sacrifices, but it's worth it. Because when you control your money, you are not just building wealth, you are building freedom, and that freedom will allow you to live life on your terms, to pursue your passions, to give back in a way that's meaningful to you. So control your money, don't let it control you. Be intentional, be disciplined, make a plan and stick to it, because when you do that, you are not just securing your financial future, you are securing your freedom. You are giving yourself options. You are creating a life that's not defined by stress, by limitations, by debt, by creating a life that's defined by possibilities, by opportunities, by abundance. And that's life worth living. So take control of your money. It's your life. Don't let either one slip through your finger. Let bring it all together. Now control your mouth, control your mind, control your mood, control your money. These are the pillars that will determine the quality of your life. You can't control everything that happened to you, but you can control how you respond to it. And that's where your true power lies. And you are not a victim of circumstances. You are not at the mercy of life ups and downs, and have the power to shape your reality, to create your future, and to live a life that's full of purpose, meaning, and success. But it's all start with taking control. Let's talk about your mouth. The words you speak are more powerful than you realize. You can speak life, or you can speak disaster. Every time you open your mouth, you are making a choice. You either building something or you are tearing it down. You can build your relationship, your career, your self-esteem with what you use, and you can sabotage them. When you're intentional about your words, when you speak with purpose, you will see how much smoother your life runs. You'll notice people respond to you differently. You'll notice doors opens for you that would have stayed shut if you were reckless with your words. And it's not just about speaking kindly to others, it's about speaking kindly to yourself. The way you talk to yourself matter. If you keep telling yourself you can't do it, if you are not good enough, you'll never succeed. Guess what? You'll start believing it. And once you believing it, you'll act on it. So control your mouth, because your word will create the world you live in. Next, control your mind. It's a battlefield, and the war is won or lost up here. Every action you take start with a thought. Every habit, every decision, every goal you set it all begin in your mind. If you don't take control of your thoughts, they'll run wild. Doubt, fear, negativity, they'll creep in and take over it if you let them. But you don't have to let them. You can control that. What you focus on, you can choose to fill your mind with positive, empowering thought. You can choose to fill it with knowledge, with inspiration, with faith. And when you do that, you will find that your action follows. You will start making better decisions. You will start pushing yourself harder, reaching higher, going further than you ever thought possible. Because when you control your mind, you control your destiny. Now, control your mood. Too many of us let our emotion dictate how we show up in the world. We'll let a bad day ruin everything. We'll let one small setback turn into a big problem, but your mood is your responsibility. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond to it. You can choose to shift your perspective. You can choose gratitude over frustration, optimism of despair, and when you make that choice, you'll notice your energy shift. People are drawn to positive energy, possibilities are drawn to every positive energy. Success is drawn to positive energy. So don't let your emotion run the show. You are the one in control. Here, the final control your money. Money is the tool. It's not something to chase after endlessly. It's not something to fear. It's something to manage wisely. When you are intentional about how you use it, when you budget, when you save, when you invest, you are setting yourself up for financial freedom. Freedom is not about being rich, it's about having options. It's about being able to make choices that align with your values, your goals, instead of being trapped by debt or limited by a lack of resources. When you control your money, you are not just building wealth, you are building a life that gives you the freedom to pursue your path, passion, to help others, to live without constant worry. But let me say that this none of this happened overnight. You don't just wake up one day and suddenly have control over everything. It takes times. It takes effort. It takes discipline. And you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to figure it all at once right now, but you have to start. Start small. Start with one thing. Maybe it's watching what you say. Maybe it's taking control of your thought. Maybe it's using to be positive even when things are not going your way. Or maybe it's creating a budget and stick to it. Whether it's take the first step and then take another. And before you know it, you will build a life that's intentional alive, that's meaningful alive, that's yours. And you can do that as you start control of these four areas: your mouth, your mind, your mood, your money. You'll begin to see a shift. You'll notice that you are not just living day to day, reacting to whatever life throw at you. You are creating your life. You are in a driver's seat, and that's a powerful place to be. But there is mm, thing. It's not just about when you take control of your life. You are also creating ripple effect. You are inspiring the people around you. You are showing them what's possible. You are lifting them up. Whether it's your family, friends, community, when you live with intention, you can take control. You become a leader. You become a light in a world desperately needed. Don't wait. Don't sit back and let life happen to you. Take control. Control your mouth, your mind, your mood, your money. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be quick, but it will worth it. And when you look back one day, you will see that you didn't just live your life, create it, and you shape it, you own it. And in doing that, you will build something that no one take away from you. A legacy, a life full of purpose, full of meaning, full of success. So start today. Take that take that first step. Control your life, because nobody else is going to do it for you. You have the power to control it in your hand. So what you are going to do with it, It's up to you.